Now students, after your chapter 6 there you can find a small topic written over there, which is the square root. Now let us study what a square root is. Before I tell you what a square root, I will tell you what do you mean by square. Now square of a number means to multiply the number by itself. Suppose I take the number 2. If I multiply the number with itself, means if I multiply 2 with 2, I will get the square of this number 2. So 2 multiplied by itself gives you 4. So I can say that the 4 is the square of 2. And I can then if I take the example of 3, if I find its square, means I have to multiply 3 with itself, you will get 9. So I can say that 9 is the square of 3. The same way 4, if you multiply 4 with itself, I have to multiply the number with itself to get the square of that number. So 4 4s are 16. So 4 is the square of 2, 9 is the square of 3, 16 is the square of 4. Now what is square root? Now square root is the opposite of the square. Now first of all, I'll tell you what is the sign of the square root. This is the sign of a square root, which is called radical. So this is the sign of the square root. Now what is a square root? Square root is the opposite of the square. Now I'll tell you this with the example. Suppose I want to ask what is the square root of 25. I told you this is a symbol of a square root. So what is the square root of 25? So it means the square root of 25, it means that I am looking for a number, such a number which when I multiply by itself, it will give me 25. Did you understand? Square root means, suppose I have to find out the square root of 25. It means I am looking for such a number which I will multiply with itself so that I get this number. Can you think which number is that? That number is 5. Now see, if I multiply 5 with 5, I will get 25. So I said it's opposite of a square. Like 5, if I square is what? If I multiply 5 with 5, I will get 25. And now I can say that what is the square root of 25? It is 5. The square root of 25 is 5. From these two pairs, like 5 5s are 25, I will take only a single number, like इस pair में से I will take out symbol number, and that will be the square root of 25. Is that clear? So square root of 25 is 5, because square root means the number which multiplied by itself will give you this number. So 5, if I multiply with itself, 5 5s, it will give you 25. So I can say, if I write like this, I can say that the square of 5 is 25 and the square root of 25 is 5. Square root of 25 is 5. Like, let me take one more example. Suppose I ask you, what is the square root of 36? What is the square root of 36? This is the sign of 36. What is the square root of 36? It means I am looking for such a number which when I will multiply with itself will give you 36. Can you think of that number? Yes, if I take 6 and multiply by itself, I will get 36. So when I have to find the square root of 36, from this pair I will take a single factor, like 6 only I will take, and that is the square root of 36. Is that clear? So I said the square of 6 is 36, only square. The square of 6 is 36. अगर मैं 6 का square निकालूंगी, 6 6 are 36, while the square root of 36 is 6. So square root means I am I have to find a number which when multiplied by itself will give you the given number. Now let me take four more examples. Like if I take the factor, I want the square root of 81. So what it means that I am looking for such a number which when multiplied with itself will give you 81. Can you think of that number? That number is 9. So 9 nines are 81. Now out of this pair 9 and 9, I will take only a single number, only one factor, and that will be the square root of 81. So what I can say is that 9 ka square is 81 because 9 nines is 81, while the square root of 81 is 9. Square root of 81 is 9. Now these are the small numbers, you can easily find them out. Suppose I give you a big number like 225. You have to find the square root of 225. So how you will find? You can find it by the method of prime factorization. Now prime factorization, look at this 225. So what I'll do is I will find out the prime factors of this. You know the prime, what are prime numbers? Prime numbers are the numbers which have only two factors, 1 and itself. Like 3, they go on the table of only 1 and 3. Like 4, 4 is a prime number? No, it goes on the table of 2 also. So it has 3 factors, so it is not a prime number. So what are prime numbers? Which has only 2 factors, 1 and itself. Like 5, 1 and itself. So these are the prime numbers, 2, 3, 5. After that, which is a prime number? 7 and so on. Okay, now I told you that square root I can find out by the method of prime factorizations. So I will take out the prime factors of 225. Like I know that 225 will go on the table of 5. So 5 fours are 20 and 5 fives are 25. Now 5 nines are 45. 3 threes are 9 and 3 ones are 3. Now what are the prime factors of 225? It's 5 and 5 and 3 and 3. Okay, so these are the prime factors of 225. They will equal 225. That is, I have put it under the radical sign. Now in order to find out the square root, what I will do, from every pair, like 5 has a pair, so out of this pair, 1 I can take out of this radical sign. So 1 I can take out of the radical sign, and now this also is in pair. So out of this 2 3s I can take out 1 out of this radical sign. Okay, now so multiply them. 5 3s are 15. So it means that the square root of 225 is 15. Now if you will multiply 15 with 15, you will get 225. So what it means is that the square of 15 is 225 and the square root of 225 is 15. Okay, now let me take one more example. So let me take example from your book. Okay, 49. So it's given what is the square root of 49. So I know that 49 goes on the table of 7. So the factors of 49 are if I multiply 7 with 7, you will get 49. So 7 sevens are 49. So in order to find out the square root of 49, out of these two pairs, I will take out the 7 out of this radical sign, and this will be the square root of 49. So I can say that the square of 7 is 49 and the square root of 49 is 7. Now let me take one more example of 64. Now as 64, you can also use the method of, I told you, method of prime factorizations. So first I will divide them with 2. 2 3s are 6, 2 2s are 4. Again it can go on 2. 2 1s are 2. 2 6 are 12, again on 2 2 8s are 16, 2 4s are 8, 2 2s are 4, and 2 1s are 2. So these are the prime factors of 64. So how many? 1 2 3 4 5 6. 1 2 3 4 5 6. Now what did I tell you? In order to find out the square root of 64, I will make the pairs of the numbers like 2 and 2, common pairs 2 and 2. So 2 and 2. So out of these two numbers, out of this pair, I can take out 1 out of this radical sign. Then from this pair of 2, I can take out 1 from this radical sign. Now out of these two, I can take out 1 from this radical sign. So what the square root of 64 is? 2 2s are 4, 4 2s are 8. So also I know that 8, if you will multiply with itself, 8 8s is 64. So I can say that the square of 8 is 64, while the square root of 64 is 8. Is that clear? Let me take one more example. I'll take a bigger number like this. Let me take the number 625. So what did I say? I don't know which number multiplied by itself will give you 625. So what I can do is I can take out the factors, prime factors of 625. So square root of 625 means I have to find such a number which when multiplied by itself will give you 625, right? Now so square root of 625 means I am looking for a number which when multiplied by itself will give you 625, but I don't know that number, so I can take the help of prime factorization method. So let me take, can this number be divided by 2? First prime number is 2, no, because this is odd number. Then 3, 6 plus 2 is 8, 8 and 3 is 13. So 13 will not go on the table of 3. It means this cannot be divided by 3. So now 5. Yes, this number can be divided by 5 because it has 5 at the end. 5 ones are 5. 5 2s are 10, 5 5s are 25. Again, this number will go on the table of 5. 5 2s are 10 and 5 5s are 25. Now 5 5s is 25 and 5 1s is 5. So what are the factors, prime factors of 625? 5 into 5 into 5 into 5. Now what did I tell you how you can take out the square root? Like from this 5 makes a pair with this 5 and this 5 makes a pair with this 5. Now from every pair I can take out one number from the radical sign. So I can take out 5 from the radical sign, and from this 5 also I can take out the 5 from this, out of this radical sign. So what do you get now? 5 5s is 25. So it means that if you will multiply 25 with itself, you will get 625. So I can say that the square of 25. Square means when I will multiply 25 with 25, you will get 625, and the square root of 625 is 25. Now let me take one more example. Suppose I want the square root of 98. So I don't know which two numbers multiplied by itself will give you 98. So I have to take out the prime factors. So this number can get divided on 2. 2 4s are 8, 2 9s are 18. Now 49, as you know, can be divided only by 7. 7 7s are 49. Now what are the prime factors of 98? 2 into 7 into 7. Now look at this very carefully. Now this 7 only makes a pair with itself, 7 and 7. So I can take this 7 out of the radical, out of this sign, but this 2 doesn't have a pair. इसके साथ का 2 तो है ही नहीं, only 1 is there. So I cannot take this out of this radical sign. So it will remain inside the radical sign only. So what is the square root of 98? It is 7 square root 2. So this only is sufficient for you people in this class.